Welcome to episode 150.
196.
Yeah, I did it again.
I know it. Phil doesn't pay attention or take this podcast seriously.
No, I don't.
I take it seriously.
I'm too busy losing weight. This is a large.
Wow.
Not weird. This is my first large since I was like 4.
I think my losing weight is, so I'm definitely thinner than I used to be. I haven't weighed myself because I don't care. But I'm definitely thinner than I used to be. But I think I've hit like the peak of, unless I like really work at it, you know what I mean?
Like
Put
the
in
running that you did before?
the super effort.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lose any weight. And you know what? Running, you don't really lose any weight. You
Gain muscle in your legs?
effectively gain muscle all over. But the only way to really lose weight is to really, really limit your caloric intake. And it's started to get like, right now, I think I'm allowed to have, it depends because it all rations itself out. But I think on average, 2,000 calories a day is what it says I can do if I want to lose, go down to the amount of weight I want to. And I usually stay within that, sometimes go over, not very often. But if I want to like significantly lose weight, I've got to cut it to like 1,300 calories a day. You know what I mean? So I'm having like not a lot of food at all. That's how the only way to really lose, and there's all the fads. No, you can have this, whatever. The only way to really successfully lose weight is to cut out your caloric intake, to cut it and then maintain how much you cut it by.
Change your habits.
Yeah.
You can only do it by doing it.
Yeah, but I'm fine now with my weight is decreased. I'm probably not as thin as I want to be, but I'm definitely thinner than I used to be. You know what I mean? Kind of like you.
If this is my plateau, I'm more
Same
than
with me.
happy. Yeah.
Like I'm never gonna have the fucking 6-pack fucking Chris Hemsworth look. I'm never gonna have that because I'm never gonna work for it. But I'm fine with what I got now because I'm not a blob anymore.
Under this non-promotional sweatshirt, I have that
Abs?
8-pack, possibly
figured.
9.
One middle one right at the bottom.
It depends how happy I am at the time. We are reviewing Super Mario Brothers, the movie, not the old one.
We should review the
new one.
brothers themselves.
Yeah. Okay. So Luigi
So
is green.
we have. So we went to Lush, which is a soap store. I don't think it's unique to Kingston. I think there's other Lushes that are around. Hush or Lush, I can't remember. Something like that. And they have promotional, Phil will put it up right here. We have promotional, or we have them. They have promotional Bowser, Luigi, Mario, and Princess Peach soaps.
Mm-hmm. Are these the ones that like disperse in the water?
No, that's a bath bomb. This is the like actual soaps. I should go get it from that. It's in this bathroom.
Because Lush is known for their bath bombs mostly.
But the Princess Peach smells like cotton candy. I'm like, nope. That no one smell like cotton candy. The Bowser one is just, I don't like it. But the boys
smell like turtles.
The boys, they tried the Mario one. They didn't dig in the Mario one. They love the Luigi one.
What would Mario be? Cherry.
I can't remember what he was. But no, it's not cherry. It's like adults.
Plumber's grease.
Yeah, that's what it smells like. Plumber's ass crack. And Luigi's smells like the second.
Luigi would have
in
to be
command.
apple.
But it's all right, the Luigi one, and so that we have the Luigi one, and so that's what I showered with today.
I can tell. It gave you tattoos.
That's right. I didn't have any tattoos before the show started, and now I do.
So you went last week to Super Mario.
We went opening night to Super Mario.
You went in the IMAX?
Yes.
We didn't bother because I like the recliners.
God. Your son would have enjoyed it way more in IMAX.
Probably not.
So we went, and I brought this up before, that there's no way that you could not know who everyone was because every single kid was yelling whenever the person was on screen. That's Mario. That's Luigi. That's Bowser. That's Toad. That's Kepik or Kismet or whatever the hell his name is. I don't know what the fucking names are. But all the kids were like yelling what all their names are. And then whenever any of the generic 80s rock and 90s rock would come on, my sons were just rocking out. I'm like, this is like, and I'll get into it, but the music left a lot to be desired. The whole movie left a lot to be desired, but the music for me especially left a lot to be desired.
You're so critical. This movie was the base, like This is a kids movie, not Shazam.
Absolutely.
Which was just like
I think
we
that was
tried
that
hard,
was part of its strengths.
but we failed. So we're just gonna say, "Oh, well, it's a kids movie. You don't get it."
Yep.
No, this is the definition of a perfect kids movie.
And I have a feeling that Nintendo has that clause. They've had it with everything since the original Super Mario
They're
movie.
very protective.
That if they don't like, if they see one thing they don't like, they pull it completely.
Because the original, didn't they almost pull it, or they were
No. They were 100% okay with it.
something.
And then when they showed it, they were like, they didn't really agree with it, but they were like, okay, maybe this is an American thing that they don't really understand. And then, of course, it bombed. But no, it was either Netflix. Excuse me. I believe it was Netflix or Amazon, but I'm pretty sure it was Netflix that was developing a Legend of Zelda show. And there was something about it when they started seeing, not dailies because it wasn't even filming or casting yet, but when they started seeing animated storyboards and stuff like that, they were like, nope, this isn't going the way that we believe Link should go. They scrapped the entire thing.
I'm gonna bet that it came down to whoever it was, Netflix or Amazon. I would kind of believe it was Amazon, considering.
That was really hot.
Yeah, just be careful. Considering what they did right before Lord of the Rings,
That was really hot.
just open it up and let it. Cool.
That's what I'm doing, but I'm
It's in a double wall. It's gonna take some
I
time.
probably look like a fucking nutcase, like going.
Oh yeah, like that's any different than normal.
Oh my goodness, this is very hot tea.
Your son pranked you. You okay?
I'm like,
Do you
yeah,
need a
but-
moment? Do you need to go get some ice cubes? Just like pop them in there.
I feel like you know how, like
Your lips are just gonna fall off now.
you know how they like they would do Harley Quinn with like the little like lipstick right here. That's how it feels. That section of my mouth is burning.
As we go through the review, your lips are gonna get bigger and bigger. Then they're gonna fall off. What was I saying?
I don't know. Probably talking about having sex with Peach because you're a pervert, and you probably thought of her naked the way you thought of Grogu.
No, just Grogu.
But so yeah, that was. I feel like Nintendo was watching this with like a fucking like macular fucking lens. Like they weren't letting anything out of their sight, and they were like no adult humor ever at all.
What was
nowhere.
that show right before Lord of the Rings one?
Oh, there was Rings of
That
Power.
we thought was like bombed because we were worried that Lord of the Rings would do the same. Like it was right before Lord of the Rings. It's like a proof of
I don't know.
a circle of something, or
But yeah, Game of Thrones.
no.
But no, you could tell while watching this that there were scenes where I bet Illumination was like, "Hey, can we put in some adult comedy here?" And Nintendo was like, "No,
Yeah.
it is only kids comedy." And
you
there was
you could see it going that way, and then there just stop.
Yep, it would stop dead. And there was no like this joke's for adults type of thing. None of that. It was entirely
We
for
got
kids.
close with the like that illuminated star thing.
But Illumination
Or
Star
whatever it was, like the child voice in the cage.
I wouldn't.
And that was really like
I wouldn't call that adult humor though. I could, like that kid was dark. And even by the
Dark.
end of it, he was like, but you're all. What did he say? Like at the end of the movie, he's like, now you can all go home to the void, to the nothingness at home, and you're like, holy fuck, that guy's fucking dark.
Yeah.
But that wasn't adult. It was just dark. My lips are burnt.
that's okay. You don't need them. Not for anything here. It's not like you have a podcast to do. Anything? Oh, so your experience was different from my experience going a week later in a smaller theater because kids were pretty quiet.
Really? No, our kids were. And you know what? It wasn't just kids. There was a lot of adults too, or arguably like millennials. And what do they call them after millennials?
Idiots.
The alpha generation or the super generation, something like that. But they were fucking all dressed up. And like there was one guy, the guy right in front of us was dressed in like a toad hat. My
But
son
that's
was
the whole any movie experience when you go,
especially opening night.
Yeah.
My son was very upset that he forgot to wear his Mario cardigan. He has a Mario cardigan that he loves.
You go to Top Gun, you wear your Top Gun jacket.
Exactly. We saw people dressed in their fucking flight jumpsuits. But no, yeah, it was a loud audience and it was fun because it was a fun movie
Yeah,
to
that
be
would be
loud
great.
with. But all right, into the actual film itself. I'm going to say right out of the gate, it was fine. I'm not going to say that it was good because it wasn't, but it was fine. I had enough
You're being way
fun.
too critical.
You know what though? I had enough fun. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. There were parts of it that I thought were better than other parts of it. Actors that I thought were significantly better than other actors in it. But for the most part, it was very forgettable. Like I know the boys will want to watch it again when it comes to VOD, and we'll watch it again. But it was instantly forgot. As soon as I left the theater, I'd forgotten pretty much everything that happened.
I think you're too analytical on this one. I think it comes down to you have to go into it knowing your audience, and that's kids.
Yeah,
Straight up kids. They
I
wanna
had
sell the
no
kids.
problem with the movie. I just found it instantly forgettable for me.
There were so many good references. There was Easter eggs all over the place.
Yeah.
I came into this thinking the casting sucked. I was worried
talk about that.
about a lot of aspects of it. Oh, look, they're actually in the city when they should be just straight up Mario World, whatever.
They did go to Mario World, but then for
and then brought
some
it back
fucking
to the
reason
city,
they bring it back to the city, which makes no sense.
But aside from that, I thought this was really good, like really good. And it's not for me specifically, but as a parent and as someone who loved Mario games growing up, I see it.
Maybe you know what? Maybe that's part of it. My only connection to Mario is through my kids. My kids fucking love Mario. I never played Nintendo growing up. I never played any console games. I was always a PC guy. I knew of Mario, but I didn't really give a shit about Mario.
That's probably what it comes down to then.
But my wife has always been a huge Zelda fan ever since she was a kid. She's played all the Marios because her mom and her family played all the Marios.
Mm-hmm.
The boys are all about Mario. They love it. So I get excited through them for Mario. So that, for me, was the best part of it, was watching how excited I was constantly looking over at the boys. They were just fucking loving it. That made me happy. But the movie itself, put it this way, I would never go see this on my own. I will never watch it on my own.
That makes sense.
Right? Like I'm only going to watch it with people that I know are going to really enjoy it.
With your family when it comes out.
And my illegitimate family.
Yeah, the other ones.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
just call them the other ones.
Other ones.
Us. Me. Sorry, just me.
My lips are burnt.
Do you
Ladies
want
and gentlemen,
do you
my
want me
lips
to
are
kiss
burnt.
them better.
Here, let me just nuzzle on the pink with my lips.
Nuzzle on the pink with my lips.
Shut up. You had to make it sexual. Oh, look, speaking of Mario.
Do. Easter egg. Okay, so you want me to go through the plot?
No.
Do you want to go through the plot?
No.
Should we get the cat to go through the plot? What do you want from me?
Get Booger Fett to do it. Bobber Feet.
Italian-American brothers Mario and Luigi have recently started a plumbing business in Brooklyn.
Now, I want to see if in this synopsis they talk about how old Mario and Luigi are. Because, you know what, I got the idea, hey, they're living at home and maybe it's like it's a family and all that. That's cool. But then when you find out Mario and Luigi share a room, I was like, that's different.
It's kind of like an ageless environment where there is age.
I guess.
It's like, okay, yeah, they're like probably about 20. They're probably in their young 20s.
Yeah.
Even though they look like they're like 35,
But
40,
it was also
50
that
maybe.
I got the kind of vibe that Luigi is kind of like a hapless dope who Mario's always got. And I love that element of it. Like Mario's always got like, don't worry, buddy, I'm here to, don't let anyone hurt you. You're my brother and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I just didn't like them being in the same room. I didn't like them having a room together. I was like, I don't like this. They should have separate rooms. And like nothing like sexual or gross or anything, but I was just like, it's just odd. To me, it was off-putting. I wish they had separate rooms.
You're like a Republican now.
And they shouldn't be gay. We know Luigi's gay.
We don't judge. If he's gay, he's gay. If he likes turtles, he likes turtles.
His girlfriend is Daisy?
Daisy? Is it though? Is it?
I don't know.
Is
I
it-
don't know.
Isn't it Waluigi?
Because there's Princess Peach,
dating
and
the dark
Princess Peach
version of himself.
is Mario's girlfriend, but then also there's Paulina.
Come on. Mario has a lot of princesses to choose
That's
from.
a good point.
He goes
Mario's
to
a
multiple
playboy.
castles, and his princess isn't always in that one.
That's right. He finds himself in different princesses' castles, if you know what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Their father disapproves of Mario's decision to leave his steady job under his antagonistic ex-employer Spike,
Yeah.
and believes he's dragging Luigi down with him.
I liked, so my son actually was the one to point it out. At the table, it's the dad or the mother or the uncle or somebody says, why the white gloves, Mario? Why you wearing the white gloves? And he's like, because people are going to remember the white gloves. He goes, we put them on, people remember us for it. And I remember as Dexter, he was like, that was cool. He goes, I wondered how they were going to add the gloves to it. And he goes, that was a good way of saying it's like a white glove service. It's something you'll always remember. He goes, I liked how they did that.
Mm-hmm. And I think Spike will be back.
Who cares?
Spike had a prominent role where it just seemed like they were planning more with him. Not just like a throwaway character.
Spike was a means to an end. He was like, hey, we've got to set up our antagonist here and what is constantly always happening to Mario and Luigi throughout their entire life. Then they go over to the Mushroom Kingdom. Who's the Spike over in the Mushroom Kingdom? It's fucking Bowser, and they've got to rise up against Bowser. Who's the other Spike against Mario? It's Donkey Kong. He's got to find that he can be friends with Donkey Kong. So it was just setting up that narrative, which is fine. I don't think Spike's going to be back, but I think
so you could bring Spike back as a character in the video games.
That was another thing. I was surprised.
Where was Waluigi and Wario?
They'll come. Don't worry, they're coming. But I was surprised that there wasn't a mobile game or an online game or some sort of game tie-in to this. I was really
I feel
surprised
like I know
by
the
that.
answer to this, and that's Nintendo being very careful because if the movie didn't do well, they would just pretend it's not there.
True. Yeah, good point.
They would
I
just
was just
bury
really
it.
surprised by it. And maybe it's because it was all the hype around it. I was like, there's no way this can fail.
Now that they see how popular it is, they're going to quickly get out whatever their current game
I
is.
wouldn't say
change
quickly.
the graphics.
No, I wouldn't say quickly. Nintendo has a reputation, and I only know this not because I know anything about Nintendo, but I've read a couple books in Nintendo. A great book about them. I wish I remember the author's name. Is I believe how Nintendo or how Mario took over America, or how Nintendo took over America, something like that. I can't remember, but it was a wonderful book, and it's all about the history of Nintendo. And if there's one thing about Nintendo that they do not do, it's speed stuff up. Case in point, I was really impressed by it. So Shigeru Miyamoto, once they discovered the 64-bit processor, and they were like, we want to build Mario in a 3D environment. And it was either on the 32-bit, I believe it was the N64, where they were like coming down to the wire, and they were like, Shigeru, we got to have, we've never released a system without a Mario game on launch. And he said, too bad, dude. He goes, I don't have it where I want it. And
So Pilot Wings.
Well, for the only time in Nintendo's history, they released a system without a Mario game to go with it the day it opened. And then Mario 64 came out and was fucking monstrous. And they said, okay, we were lucky enough to dodge a bullet. He goes, but we need a Mario game every single goddamn time a system comes out. We need a Mario game with it.
Yeah.
So they always have.
After seeing a significant manhole leak on the news, Mario and Luigi go
I've seen
underground.
a man leak on the news.
Have you seen a man's hole leak?
Yikes.
Mario and Luigi go underground to fix it, but are sucked into a warp pipe and separated.
Don't say manhole and sucked all in the same sentence.
I'm sorry.
That was kinda-
It's there.
Not stupid, but I was like, okay, how are they going to get them to, Mushroom Kingdom?
And they never explain
Yeah,
why
there's
it's
a thing
there. Oh,
here.
there's this huge contraption
that
that
was funny.
has a pipe that goes to this weird
But-
world.
I like when you think of it, who really gives a shit?
But
As long as they get to the Mushroom Kingdom, who fucking cares how they get there?
I loved how that part was like Mario 1, 2 world in the original Mario game, because like you go underground and you go.
Oh,
So the first level is the iconic first level of the Mario of the Mario game, right? Okay. Then the second part of that level is you go down a pipe and you're underground. And I believe that was the
Aesthetic they were going for.
yeah.
The vibe.
Du-du-du-du-du-du.
I was really another thing I was really impressed by the animation, like the hair of the mustaches and the clothes. I was really impressed by. It looked really good.
Mario lands in Mushroom Kingdom,
Wow.
ruled by Princess Peach, while Luigi lands in the Darklands.
I did like too how he asks Princess Peach, like, "Are you a human?" She's like, "I don't really know. I've always been here." I'm like, there was sequel setup everywhere for stories that they're going to cover in the future.
Ruled by the evil Koopa, King Bowser.
How come all the toads don't sound the same?
Well, how come? How come all Americans don't sound the same?
Good point. I just thought all the toads would sound the same.
Bowser seeks to marry Peach and will destroy the Mushroom Kingdom using a superstar if she refuses him.
So, right out of the gate, how did you feel about Chris Pratt's Mario?
I got used to it.
Yeah, same thing. I was like,
I kind of liked how they were like, let's lay it on thick for the commercial. And then
that was
they're
funny.
like, yeah, you laid it on thick. And then he's like, but I didn't really notice a difference. So, yeah.
I same thing as you. I got used to it. Yeah. I was not that I was not looking forward, but I was looking forward to having to ignore my irritation with it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know what? It's not that bad. And I think the reason for me it was not that bad was because Fred Armisen, not Anna de Armas, Anna Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, and especially fucking Jack Black and Keegan-Michael Key, they knocked it out of the fucking park with their, especially Jack Black. I think Jack Black as Bowser fucking knocked it out of the goddamn park. He was fantastic.
That's where I still disagree with you.
No, I thought he was fucking great.
I wish they would have gotten someone with a lower voice, like a baritone type voice.
No, I thought he was super fun.
I just can't get around it.
I keep on looking over to my drink to drink more, and then I lick my lip, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on fire.
Need to blow on it. Not me. I have a wife. He imprisons Luigi to blackmail Mario, whom he sees as competition for Peach's love. Mario meets Toad, who takes him to Peach. Peach plans to ally.
Also, did you notice that Peach's hair is a heart? I never knew that.
I still haven't noticed.
Right
He
in the front,
mentions
her
it,
bangs.
and then
Her
I
bangs are
forgot
a
about
heart.
it again because I'm just like,
her bangs are a heart, and I was like, I wonder if it's like that in the game, and apparently it is.
If it is, then that would make sense that I don't even think of it.
Also, what princess would you rather marry? Because this is a kids podcast.
It's totally a kids podcast.
Daisy or Peach? It's a hard one for me. It's a hard one because I feel like Daisy is, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know a lot of the games. All I really know about Daisy is from golf, Mario Golf. I feel like Daisy is a bit more of a carpet. Like she's a bit more easy to walk over. You know what I mean? But Peach is no bullshit. Peach will fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like she takes no bullshit. But then there's Pauline, and I know Pauline is from Super Mario Odyssey, and I think she's just the dancer with the big hat.
Never played it.
But I think, and because I'm not a big fan of blondes, but I think I'd have to go Princess Peach.
There's not much to choose from.
There's three.
They're not.
Pauline.
They don't do it for me.
Daisy and Peach.
Yeah.
They don't do it for you? No. If I had to choose, it'd be Peach because I like that. I like that she's a tough girl that gets shit done.
Peach plans to ally with the primate Kongs, to help repel Bowser, and agrees to take Mario and Toad along. In the Jungle Kingdom, King Cranky Kong agrees to help on the condition that Mario defeats his son Donkey Kong in a fight. Despite Donkey Kong's strength, Mario defeats him using a catsuit. This whole scene ended up being surprisingly great.
Yeah, once the catsuit came out, our audience went fucking berserk.
The whole level was like Super Smash Brothers mixed with the original Donkey Kong.
Sure. But I just thought when Mario was a cat and Luigi said something like, is he a cat? Or something like that, it made me laugh. Charlie Day as Luigi was great. Really enjoyed Charlie Day as Luigi.
No, that was perfect casting. Peach plans to ally. Oh, it said that one.
Idiot.
Well, you know me. You couldn't get anyone else for this podcast, so
I said, you know what I want? I want the guy that does not speak and won't laugh at me when I burn my lips. It's like when I'm
isn't that good? Though?
when I'm suntanning on. Oh wait, when I'm suntanning on a metal seesaw, I'll burn my lips.
Are you a woman?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I don't judge. Mario, Peach, Toad.
Yes, you fucking do.
When?
I'll throw a fucking wheelchair down her shaft.
I think that's
douchebag.
perfectly acceptable.
Okay, let's find a woman
And
say that to her and say, "Do you find that perfectly acceptable?"
would you rather I not go for the person who is disabled? That's me saying I am inclusive.
But there's one thing to
I
say.
would-
Excuse me, I do notice you're disabled. I'm not going to pretend that I don't, but I'd like to have dinner with you or have a drink with you or something instead of, hey, you in the wheelchair.
But with that kind of humor,
I'd like to throw a wheelchair down your shaft.
I would rather have the woman who thinks that's funny than the one who is like
In your defense, if she got
annoyed
super
by
upset,
that. Like that can't be with that.
you could probably run away faster than she could wheel after
I
you.
just walk up the stairs. It'll be fine.
Every time I think of, all right, I know I'm going to say the most offensive thing. You come around with something that's just heads and
That's
tails
not
worse.
offensive. That's defensive.
Let's throw the grenade and running. I can't smile. It's fucking stretching my lips. I got to stop referring to my lips. That's what keeps on getting me going down this dark path.
Okay, Mario, Peach, Toad, and the Kongs use carts to drive back to the Mario Kingdom.
That was pretty dumb.
My son got really into this movie when they started doing the choices for what they wanted for carts, because it was exactly like the Mario Kart game.
Yeah.
And that's his way into the Mario. Like he has Mario Kart and he loves it, and he's only been into Mario's for a little while, right? So that and the little bit of Super Smash Bros. He saw upstairs and the Kirby games, because he's played 2 of those. And I don't know if and Mario Party. That's it.
Okay.
When it comes to Mario-ish stuff,
Yeah, and my sons are both
really into it.
Yeah, and Dexter loves the history of Mario. Like he has the encyclopedia that talks he loves the history of Mario from, he loves to go on about how Mario came around in 1983. He was originally Jumpman, and that's why he loved that in the starting when they're watching the commercial, the video game system that the guy's playing inside was called Jumpman. He thought that was great.
But okay. Use carts to drive back to Mushroom Kingdom, but Bowser's army ambushes them on Rainbow Road from Mario Kart.
And Rainbow Road is the hardest one.
When a Koopa...
Did you know that?
Yeah, I've played all the Mario Karts.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. When a Koopa general destroys part of the road, Mario and Donkey Kong plummet to the ocean and are eaten by an eel-like mare.
Was that a thing from a game?
I bet it is, but I don't remember from anything. I don't know.
Nobody in
Ask
our
her
audience, really went like, "Oh, it's fucking."
It's too bad we
Pumpernickel
don't
from
have the
thing."
internet.
You don't have the internet.
And they don't have a link here so that the image would come up on the screen. While the other Kongs are captured, Peach and Toad return to the Mushroom Kingdom and urge the citizens to evacuate. Bowser arrives.
What citizens? All the toads.
The Toads.
Who cares if they die?
That's like
Who cares?
going to Korea, South Korea, and North Korea is invading, and the ruler of South Korea goes and says, "Hey, North Korea is coming. We got to go." And then you, the leader of Canada, is like, "Who cares? They're just Korean."
No. Who cares?
That's exactly the same.
They're just toads. Fuck them.
You're just.
Do you think that toads used to be Smurfs? Because they do share a similarity.
No.
Yes, they do.
No.
They live in mushrooms. They have little fucking hats. And they all say toad.
Bowser arrives aboard his flying castle and proposes to Peach, who reluctantly accepts.
This is still way too hot.
After Bowser's advisor, Kamek, tortures Toad. Not in a good way either. Mario and Donkey Kong after bonding over how their fathers never take their decisions seriously, escape the Mare by riding a rocket from Donkey Kong's cart and hurry to Bowser and Peach's wedding. Which the start of that wedding, seeing all the characters,
that was
that was awesome.
Yeah, that was neat.
At the wedding reception, Bowser intends to execute all the prisoners in lava in Peach's honor.
That was good. He's like, I thought you'd like this.
Isn't this
Why would I
nice?
like this?
It's pretty cool. It's pretty
It's pretty
dark
funny.
though, if you think about it. Like all the darkness that could have happened that didn't, because it's a kids movie / game.
See, I feel like all the dark shit was apparent, but it was treated
Like the game.
like
it's
so,
like,
so
eh.
goofily.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the kids were like, well, yeah, of course Bowser's going to kill him. That's what he does. He's fucking Bowser. And, you know, as adults, we're like, oh, that's kind of dark. They're like, no, it's not. That's what he fucking does.
Because we're dark, we envision it happening.
But also, there's
What if?
at the end of Super Mario Odyssey, there's a part where I think you turn into Bowser or a Mario version of Bowser because Mario's a Cappy can
I didn't
throw
watch
it.
honest. I didn't play it.
Can throw it at, and then Bowser around, and then like it's really dark and shit's falling apart, and Bowser looks all evil and shit. But it's all part of the game. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be dark or spooky or scary or anything, and that's exactly what this movie did.
We envision people falling into the lava and melting, whereas in the game it would just be like, bloop, doo, 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 doo. I did that wrong.
Do 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 do.
That's not the tone. No,
What is that?
No,
Dun, 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 dun.
nope, that's
Dun.
not it.
But what is that though?
It's not it.
It's not Betty Boop. I don't know what it is.
I can't. I don't.
You don't,
I don't
know what
what
it
it's
is. Or you're
from.
not gonna
I've heard
fucking
of
say
it. I've heard of it. I don't know what it's from specifically. I know the tune.
I'm gonna
It's
end
up
remember it.
being some like gimmicky commercial from the
Probably.
1950s.
What is the sound when he dies?
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Something like that. Bum, bum, bum.
Bum,
That's
bum,
when the
bum,
game's
bum.
completely over.
Boop.
You
No,
keep turning
no.
it into
No,
Warner
it's not.
Brothers.
It's do 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 do. Because you fall in and he sinks and it's like do 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 or something like that.
But there's two. There's one for when you die and you lose a life.
There's one
There's
that goes
one
do,
for when it's
do,
game over.
Do 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 do
That's
do.
game
do,
over
do,
for
do,
one of
do,
them.
do. Do, 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 do.
I just love how people are watching this and going, "Oh my god,
It's ASMR. It's do, 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 do,
these
do,
guys
do,
are
do.
old idiots."
Do, 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 do. I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't know. Like I said, I've never really played Mario. I've just
Yeah.
seen other people playing it. Speaking of games,
Most of his things of Mario are Warner Brothers related, so
what do you mean?
most of the tones that you did that weren't Mario were Warner Brothers, like some kind of Warner Brothers jingle.
Okay. My wife and son, youngest son, have been playing Stardew Valley.
Why?
And
What a waste.
I understand, and I love the fact, don't get me wrong, I love the fact that people who love these games are just totally in love with them. The way I'm in love with Star Wars, the way you might look at Star Wars and be like, this is fucking dumb. Like, I'm just, in love with it. And
I don't think Star Wars is done, but someone does. Yeah.
But Karen and Elliot are playing Stardew Valley, and they're just walking around, and Karen's like, chop, chop, chop,
I
chop,
got the
chop, chop,
carrots.
chop, chop.
Got
And then she goes and plant. I'm like,
To do that again.
this is so boring.
over and over again.
I just can't do it. Like, I need a game where I'm on a mission
Yeah.
to complete something. And watching these guys play this game is just like, this is just it boggles my brain that it's as big an industry as it is, because I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. And when I watch Karen playing Breath of the Wild, I'm like, I just don't get it, dude. I don't get what's so exciting.
It's also interesting how your, or at least for me, how my gaming trends have changed. Because now I'm more like, it depends on the type of game, but like, I like strategical RPGs. But in the past, I've liked other types of games, like, and now I don't want to play those types of games anymore.
Porn VR.
Porn VR, exactly. That's not a game. That you just sit there and do
Something gets played with.
a joystick of some sort. Speaking of Mario,
You fucking minimized it.
I know I was gonna.
My fucking lips
I don't know what
are
I'm doing.
burnt.
At the wedding reception, Bowser intends to execute all the prisoners. Toad smuggles an ice flower in Peach's bouquet.
What? That sounds very perverted.
It does, doesn't it? Which Peach uses to freeze Bowser. Mario and Donkey Kong arrive and free the prisoners, with Mario using a tanuki suit, which no one said the word tanuki, and I loved that. I thought it was
I think, didn't they say raccoon? I
they
heard
said raccoon,
Yeah.
but they never said tanuki, and I was like expecting someone to go, "Oh
It's
no,
not a raccoon,
it's not a raccoon, it's tanuki," and someone goes, "What the fuck's a tanuki?" And then the other person would be like, "Yeah, you're right." I thought that would be good too.
I heard it one time.
But they didn't bother.
Also,
save
you know what I
Luigi.
was constantly looking for in the background? And I'm sure he was actually there, and I just never saw him. I'm sure they had an animated version of Shigeru Miyamoto somewhere. Some sort of reference to Shigeru Miyamoto.
They did have Diddy Kong,
Yep.
which I was like, I'm sure will come back the next movie. We did get Yoshi
Yep.
at the end. Who else is it? No Wario or Waluigi.
No Wario.
but they're
I was
probably
really
keeping that
surprised by
for
that.
another
Yeah.
movie.
I was really surprised by that. You
Um,
thought that there would be references to Link and Super Smash, right?
I thought there'd be references to Super Smash, and there kind of was. It's like Smash Brothers, because some of the level stuff was like they had the Mario. They didn't have a Mario Party reference that I didn't notice any, but they had different video game nods. And if it wasn't like obvious, it was like just a little bits.
Not read, but heard that they did one thing in this movie that a lot of they thought would upset a lot of gamers, but I'll wait because we're almost to it.
An enraged Bowser frees himself and summons a Bomber Bill to destroy the Mushroom Kingdom. I loved this, by the way. But Mario knocks it off course and directs it into the warp pipe where it detonates, creating a vacuum that causes Bowser's castle to be transported to Brooklyn.
Woo!
We hated that. As they fight
Browser.
as they fight my browser,
My browser.
Mario and Luigi grab the superstar, become invincible, and defeat the Koopas.
So that was, they thought, the one thing that people would piss them on about, that Mario and Luigi hit the superstar at the same time.
Which has never been done.
Yep, never been done. And so a lot of people were like, oh, or I read, who knows the truth to it, or not read, sorry, but heard the truth to it, that they thought that gamers, like, people would be like, you can't do that in the game. That's so stupid. And I'm like, again, it's the Star Wars mentality. It's a fucking Mario movie.
But
Calm
who's
down.
to say something from this movie can't be put into the
a
newer
game.
games? Like there was a lot of Mario Kart stuff that I was like, that would be great in the game. Like there was a lot of stuff from Mario Kart that they brought into this movie, but there was stuff like jumping from cart to cart would be awesome.
Yeah, that
having
was cool.
like fighting bigger carts that come barreling at you, that would be amazing.
Barreling.
It's actually been done in another racing game, Motocross Madness, I believe it's called, where they have like big, huge trucks fighting the smaller trucks, and it's great. Bowser is shrunk with a mini mushroom and imprisoned,
Wow.
which
Sometimes my mini mushroom shrinks when I'm feeling alone.
it shrinks smaller than mini,
Mini. Yep.
micro.
Micro mushroom.
Okay. Mario and Luigi are hailed as heroes and celebrated by Brooklyn's populace, including their parents and Spike. In the aftermath of the battle, Mario and Luigi move into a new house together in the Mushroom Kingdom, keeping the rumors alive.
Ow, that hurt.
This is why synopses
Synopses
are hard, because
for you.
you keep interrupting.
Next time I'm just going to let you read the synopsis, and then I'll just like point to things.
You can be my Vanna.
Banna.
Vanna White. Wheel of Fortune.
Give me an R.
Did you never watch Wheel of Fortune?
Yes, I fucking watched Wheel of Fortune. Give me an R.
You're like, I watched it after Vanna White when the new girl showed up and no one cared.
There was no girl. Is there a new girl?
There was.
Really, eh?
Maybe
I thought it was always Vanna White. I never knew it was somebody else.
maybe Vanna went and had a kid or something. I don't know. I don't follow that much. I thought she retired at one point and then no one cared for the new person and they brought her back.
Can you imagine
That might be all in my head.
that you're making 150,000 an episode?
Just to flip the thing.
Not even a flip, just now to press the
now?
little button on the side,
Now
right?
it's digitized?
And then you're like, okay, I'm going to retire, whatever. They bring in a new girl and they're like, hey, audiences are revolting. Revolting that they don't want the new girl. We'll double your salary. We'll give you 300,000 an episode to come in when there's 4 E's.
I don't know. I'm retired.
$300,000 an episode. Man, whatever. I love Vanna White, but it's a lot of money to press some buttons. Anyways, you know who'd be a good Vanna White? Princess Peach. Ain't that a peach? My
Out of
lips
10,
are on fire.
what would you give out of 10 mushrooms? How many would you eat?
How many would I stroke?
Nope. Nope.
I would stroke.
Nope.
It wasn't great, but it was enjoyable, and I'll never watch it again. I'd give it a 6.5.
You're not a Mario person. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
So as a non-Mario person, 6.5 out of 10. I'm never going to watch this again unless my kids want to watch it. I'll go see the next one because they'll want to see it. But yeah, 6.5.
I get like my personal rating is probably an 8 out of 10, but like I figure a 9 out of 10 would be a good general rating for like how I feel it is in the general populace of games, like not considering my
Penis.
being an adult and everything. Like for kids, I can understand them going 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10 because it's their childhood. They grew up on Mario. Like I grew up on Mario, but not as much as other people. So
I grew up on heroin.
but you did, you grew up on heroin and not Mario. So
They should have had a heroin Mario.
it makes sense that you don't you don't get it.
I feel like my lips are growing.
Great.
We're sorry that you've been watch and complain about lips
And Mario
and Mario.
and Luigi.
Our next episode will be better. Please
No, it won't.
subscribe and like and smash that like button and smash that comment button and send us comments and insults and comments and questions and all sorts of things that we would like to answer, but no one will ask. We're please, we're begging. We're so needy. We want questions from people. We love them. I love it.
Send us pictures of your lips.
Your mouth lips. Well, technically either lips is fine, but preferably mouth lips because I don't want to get in trouble. You, on the other hand, he checks the email, so you know what? Send everything, whatever you want. Lips of pigs, big lips,
Lips of pigs.
any lips you feel like. Send it over to Phil. Here's a collage of different lips that Phil has found around the internet. There's cow lips, duck lips, pig
Usta.
lips, Usta lips. What's Usta?
It's Spanish for lips.
No, Ustas. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
I learned that from VeggieTales.
Veggie Tales.